Okay, George, what's one habit you want to see leave in 2025?
People who are putting their financial goals on the back burner.
Oh, that's a good
It's
one.
always this is like with investing. Well, I'll just do it next year. I'll get to that later on. I'll save when I'm older, right? That's what people say to themselves. And it's like when you're scrolling Instagram on your couch after dinner and you're like, I'll get up, I'll go to bed at 8:30. 8:31 hits, you're like, make it 8:45. Then before you know it, it's midnight and your spouse is waking up to feed your infant child and you're still
Oh my gosh.
rotting on the couch like a lowlife.
It is weird how time just evaporates
Yeah.
when you scroll. It's not good.
And I was up late last night watching a Netflix series. And I was like, I'm going to regret this in the morning, but I just want to finish it and be done with it.
See, I don't do that. I don't have that issue.
Are you like, the clock hits
because
8 and you're...
I'm physically tired. I'm
turn
like, I
into a pumpkin.
can't, even if I wanted to try to stay up late, I really can't.
Does your body just know, or do you have like an alarm set on your phone that
No,
says it's
my
8
body.
o'clock bedtime?
No, my body's like, good night, Rachel.
Wow. Good night, Moon.
Yeah, good night, Moon.
Rachel.
Good night,
Is Winston
Rachel.
the night owl?
No, neither of us are.
He's out.
Yeah, we both go to bed in an embarrassing early time sometimes, but we get great sleep, which is why we're so healthy. Just kidding.
Didn't we just do an episode about your Sonic and McDonald's runs?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. But you make up for that with your other healthy habits.
That's right. So healthy habits are great. Okay, you know the one I hope stops in 2025?
What's that?
This whole like kind of cool factor of like not really knowing what's in your bank account.
It has become trendy.
It's like it's trendy to be like, oh my gosh, I don't really know, but we're just going to go for it. Or like whatever the excuse is. But some people, it's like ignorance is bliss. Their head is in the sand. They don't even want to know what is going on with their money. We got to stop that, y'all.
Yeah, I saw the video. The girl said, I don't want to look at my bank account because I don't need that negative energy in my life. Or it's none of my business. Like, it's literally your business.
It's literally your
business.
business.
If you are the business, your business is about to be bankrupt, girl.
Yeah.
Let's do something about this. So people like to make light of it because I think it's a coping mechanism.
Yeah, and again, money's not everything in life. Like, we're okay to take some lighthearted approaches for sure, right? But when it starts to like become a pattern, and that's really how you function, you're not just kind of like joking about it with your friends. Yeah, we're gonna raise a little red flag.
If it's like your personality trait to make fun of how broke you are,
oh my gosh,
maybe you need a new personality.
George, stop that.
That's all I'm saying. Just like people who make CrossFit
I think people make
veganism their personality.
Oh my God.
I think we need a better personality.
Yeah, but there are people that like work hard and it's like, yeah,
You're
it all
right.
goes, and then they just like kind of have fun with the fact of like, oh, well, look at so-and-so over there doing
But
that.
usually there's some toxic habits that they're sort of just like, yeah, but I'm going to keep my toxic habits.
Yeah, if it's justifying it. But
Yeah.
some people are wise with it. Come on, George, don't be grumpy.
I'm a fuddy-duddy.
Don't be grumpy. So grumpy.
I don't want to see that in my feed. Okay, we get it.
We get it. Okay, other things to stop doing in 2025. Using your credit card as an emergency fund.
This one grinds my gears.
I bet it does,
The
George.
fact that you
Tell
think the
us.
credit card company is your friend and your saving grace and your little security blanket, and they're going to charge you 25% APR on that purchase when you're in an emergency.
Here's my theory.
Terrible.
I don't think people always are like, oh yeah, the credit card companies are for me. I don't think they always think that. I think they believe I have no other option. And this is it. Like, this is my option.
I don't have 10,000, so if I needed to spend 10 grand for an emergency, I could swipe the card.
I could just swipe the card. Yeah, they see it as kind of like the last line of defense, where we want you to be the last line of defense and to actually say, hey, let's have some goals around this so that the credit card doesn't become the safety net. Because what ends up happening is you have a car issue and then you got to fix it with a credit card. Well, your car issue's fixed, but now you have a money issue versus getting the car fixed with money you've saved. And then you're done. No more issues.
Yep.
No more issues, right?
And I found there's a correlation between people who get ahead with money and people who aren't getting all these ankle biter emergencies, always dragging them down, using the card to swipe. And that's why the starter emergency fund is key. Getting $1,000 saved, while it may not sound like life-changing money, it really does cover those little ankle biters that keep throwing you off the wagon.
Well, 40% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency in cash.
Oof.
So for a little less than half of America, $1,000 is pretty good.
Which means you're swiping that card if you have a $450 emergency.
You're swiping it probably a lot. So
$1,000 to start, get that done really fast. Takes most people 30 days or less to do this.
Yep.
Probably next paycheck if you can just hunker down, cut some expenses, sell some stuff. And then you want, long-term, a fully funded emergency fund once you're out of debt. And that's 3 to 6 months of expenses.
Yes.
I call this like the never go into debt insurance policy. Because when
Yeah.
you have that, you never have a reason to go swipe the card.
That's right. That's right. Yes. And that's a great place to be. Like when you get to baby step 3 and it's done, it's like, oh my gosh, I have no payments and I have a fully funded emergency fund. I'm good. Like that's where really the stress dies down.
And in my early 20s, I had the Amex Sky Miles card.
Yeah, you
I had
did,
the
George.
Discover cashback card.
Did you get a lot of cash back?
No, I was broke. It's like when you think about this, when you're 20 years old, you're making no money, and you're thinking like, well, I'm going to get a great credit score. I'm going to get some sweet cash back. So I was in credit card debt, and finally, when I cut up the cards and I took debt off the table, it was amazing what happened. I just made very different decisions.
Yes.
And I got the $1,000 saved, got out of my debt in about 18 months, got a fully funded emergency fund, and I never looked back. No credit card since.
You know, that's a really good point. It's almost like even though the quote unquote I pay it off every month credit card idea.
We see you.
We know you're out there. We know you're out there. If other parts of your money are not great either, like if we don't really have a big savings account, we do have some other debt over here, you're kind of just like, you kind of got all these like, what do they call it? Rods in the fire, sticks in the fire. They got
irons?
Irons in the fire. There's a lot of irons in the fire.
Been waiting to use the word irons. That's great. I was like, rods in the fire. Is this biblical? Spare the child, burn the rods.
Oh my gosh!
That's the line.
You got a lot of irons in the fire that aren't great, right? Like you're kind of just managing your money, like barely getting by. It's like, oh my gosh, we got all this stuff. So to completely turn your whole perspective around money, do something drastic, like cut up the credit cards. And it's not even the fact that like you had to depend on the credit cards, because I think some people don't, but they're still paying car loans. They're still kind of like managing everything else just to keep their head above water. When you do something drastic with your money, it forces everything else to change.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of a good like shock the monkey. There's another phrase
There we
for
go.
you. I got that one
so
right.
irons in the fire, we're shocking them. How about this one?
Go.
Burn the ships. That's one of my favorites.
Wait, don't burn them, right? We don't.
There's some story about they burned the ships so they couldn't turn back.
Oh.
So there's this
But
like
don't
I'm
you-
never going back moment. I don't know. It was a great historical thing.
Okay,
Read the book about it. I'm not going to give you a history lesson.
The emergency fund is the lifeboat on the burning boat. So burn the boats, get in the lifeboat, and then you're good. You're sailing away to new heights.
Wow, we have analogied this to death. The 4 people that are left listening are just hanging on for dear life to their little life rafts at this
Oh
point.
my gosh.
Gonna keep it going.
Okay, the next one's for me.
This is for you.
Stop buying things on sale just because they're on sale. This is one of my downfalls, You see a great sale, so you throw in an extra sweater in the cart because it's 50% off, right?
Do you get a little dopamine hit just seeing the word sale?
Yeah, and mine's not because I get to save more money, it's because I get more stuff.
Oh, thank you for your honesty.
It's not this like, I'm playing this great game. It's like
She's happy to pay full price.
I get more for the same amount of money I was going to spend.
More bang for the buck.
I'm a quantity over quality. I know it's not like the minimalism cool thing, but that is Rachel all day.
Yeah, this is a big one. Just because it's on sale doesn't mean it's a good deal.
Yep.
Everything's 100% off if you don't buy it. And you can go broke while, quote unquote, saving money. Right? I bought it because it was on sale.
Winston.
I put it on the card. I am Winston.
I'm kidding.
A lot of people mistake me for Winston when I'm walking around the streets. I have to explain to them. He's a little bit taller. No, this is a good one.
It's true, though. I know.
Probably the hardest one to pass up, especially holidays and sales and emotional spending, retail therapy. And now that the phone apps, like they go to you. The notification pops up letting you know.
See, I don't do notifications.
What about emails? Do you get the emails? I feel like you're old school.
but I do try to subscribe.
Unsubscribe?
I'm sorry, hold on. You feel like I'm old school?
You just seem like an email newsletter kind of guy.
Number one, I don't know why that's offensive.
How else would you-
I think that's great, but like
Would you rather me say, well, you wait for the J. Crew catalog to arrive by pigeon?
by pigeon.
How do you find out about sales?
Yeah, email. But I do try to unsubscribe. I will go through and unsubscribe because
Yeah.
it's crazy the amount of emails you get.
I love doing that like right before Black Friday. November 1st hit, and it was like every company decided, go, descend. And I just started unsubscribing in mass
Oh, yeah.
on
through it all.
November 1st because I was like, they're starting their campaigns.
Yeah. And you'll get so much.
So
So,
if it's tempting
don't fall
you-
for it. And you taught me this, George, that sometimes these stores, it's the same price, but they like just say it's on sale or something. I feel like that should be illegal.
Well, they have the MSRP or retail price, and so they go, well, it's 40% off. And you go, it's still $78 for this cardigan, even 40% off. And next week when the sale's over, they're going to have a new sale, and it's still going to be $78.
Yeah.
So they use a lot of tomfoolery to trick you, Rachel. Don't fall for it.
Don't fall
Don't
for
fall
it.
for the schemes.